Alright, hi there. This is Steven with Karma Astrology. I'm coming to you live from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Today is Saturday, June 5th, 2021. Today is also, right now it's 7:51 a.m. here in Santa Fe. It's a little early in the morning, but I thought I'd get this video done early since the moon is now entering Ashwini Nakshatra. So if you look up here, the moon is in Ashwini Nakshatra, which is the very start of Aries. I actually fast forwarded a couple hours. Hi, good morning, Queen of Wands. Good to see you in here this Saturday morning. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you're doing well out there. We're just starting a new cycle with the moon just entering Aries. You can see up here that MO's the moon, and it's coming from Pisces into Aries, showing the start of this the moon's trip around the zodiac this month. So pretty soon it's going to be conjunct the sun, and we're going to have that new moon eclipse over here in the end of Taurus. And we got some other stuff going on. Mercury's now retrograde, as you can see there. It's already gone back from Gemini into Taurus again. Venus is alone in Gemini over there. That VE is Venus. And Mars is alone now in Cancer. Mars has moved out of Gemini and into Cancer. So I'll just talk about all that, but start off with the moon. So the moon entering Aries, when we have this Aries vibe going on, Aries is this cardinal fire sign. So it's about getting a new thing going, a new project going, new energy kind of flowing into our life, focusing on kind of hitting the ground running is a very strong Ashwini and early Aries energy. It's kind of coming out of this Pisces phase where yesterday and really like now and even for the next couple hours really, if you're watching this live like Queen of Wands is, then you can see that, we're kind of ending this phase right now and we're just about to get started. But if you're watching this a little later, you'll see that it's already kind of the juices are going, the fire is burning, and we're ready to start something new in our lives. So it's a great time for, initiations or any sort of, commencement or new things that you're, looking to do. So, and then the moon in Ashwini in general, the Ashwini is the very first nakshatra in the zodiac. It's right at the beginning. It starts at 0 degrees Aries, and it's ruled by these twin gods called the Ashwini Kumaras. And the Ashwini Kumaras are these kind of brother teenager gods. They go around the world on their chariots, healing people all over the world. That's what they were known for back in the ancient times. So there's this energy of healing and swift healing and all sorts of different, like light-oriented healing techniques, using lasers or using some sort of polarity therapy or whatever, different therapies exist these days around light. And, it could be as easy as just getting into the sunlight, getting your vitamin D for the day, and kind of boosting your immune system. It's a really good day to be in the sun a little bit, but obviously not too much, especially if you're in the Southwest like I am. There's a lot of sun here. So Ashwini Kumars, this very fast healing energy is at our disposal today. And almost the ability to give that healing to other people as well if we're in those roles. So something to be aware of. You might be put into the role of a healer yourself if that's what you do for a living, or if that's what you're being called to do. There's definitely this horse-like energy. The symbol of the day is a horse head, the symbol of Ashwini. And the horse head, symbolizes, that a kind of headstrong nature, or very it's really the whole horse in general, let's just say, is a very fast-moving animal, of course. It was our fastest way to get around before cars and everything. But so it symbolizes this quick healing, this quick movement, this quick energy. It's like we're hitting the ground running, like I was saying. There's this kind of pent-up potential energy that's turning, it's kind of going through flux and changing into this more active energy on a day like today, especially as this Pisces energy kind of wanes. And Pisces is about letting go and surrendering, just kind of relaxing and letting be, not doing anything, and then we're going straight into the action, straight into the new cycle. So it's good to kind of focus on that energy today, seeing like where you're what horse you're riding today, and how fast you're going on a day like today. There's a lot of speed, swiftness. We can kind of get caught up in, one of the metaphors to think about is, when you're a horse. When you're a horse, if you were a horse, but if you think about horses, if they're in a little pen, they'll spin around and run in circles. But if they're free, they'll just go. And if they're motivated to go, of course, but so that it kind of shows that we could spin in circles if we're kind of trapped in a mindset, metaphorically, allegorically, whatever. We can really get caught in a cycle and kind of spin our wheels, without getting that traction on the pavement that we need to really head forward on our journey. And that traction could be being grounded in firm principles, being grounded in something that we feel truly passionate about. It's good to, like, Aries kind of, and Mars energy in general, because Mars is associated with Aries, Mars being in Cancer, we're going to need to kind of listen to our emotions, or we're more sensitive to our emotions and our feelings, and how and we're more action oriented based on them. So if we're perturbed, or if something really grinds our gears, we might be kind of developing that inner fire and that impetus to take action in the way that we need to do it. So maybe you have an illness and you're frustrated about it and you want to just heal. Today's a great day to start on something like that, or a new project that you feel like you're stuck in the mud. You really need to. It's a great day to take advantage of that starting energy. Let me just go over. I like to show where it is in the sky. I think this is a good time to do it. So I'm just going to switch over to that screen now and show you what it looks like, the moon in the very beginning of Aries, that part of the zodiac. Bear with me for just a second as I switch over. There we go. Okay. And you can see, I'll switch it to the moon. And you can see in there where the moon is right now. And I zoom out a little bit. It's hard to see because the moon's getting so close to the sun over here. But the moon is kind of in the end of this actual astronomical area where Pisces is located. But Pisces, as you can see, is a gigantic sign. Pisces is actually kind of the sign in the sky stretches into the Aries section, because Aries is this little itsy bitsy sign up here. And it's and Taurus is this big sign where the sun is over here. So Aries has this little tiny room. It's one of the smaller constellations in the zodiac. Excuse me. So it actually kind of goes into Pisces a little bit on this side where the moon is. Goes into Taurus, the astronomical area where Taurus is, a little bit on this side, so that we get those kind of 30-degree average signs. But you can see that it's kind of right at the start of Aries. If you look perpendicular to this orange line, which is the moon's orbit around the Earth, you can see that's where it is. And then I can actually show you a little bit. Let's see. Maybe it's a little easier to see at night with the night sky like this. But over here, if you look, you'll be able to see Jupiter in Aquarius just before sunrise. It's going to be pretty late, or pretty early in the morning. And then Saturn is in Capricorn over here. And you can clearly see that they're right by those signs. And there's the moon just past it, and it's now in Pisces. Okay, let me just switch back over now. And I'll finish up with some Ashwini energy, talking about some strengths and weaknesses that we're feeling on a day like today, what we're doing. Hi again. So, in terms of strengths and weaknesses for Ashwini for today, while the moon's in Ashwini, we feel more youthful, more energized. Oh no, my alarm's going off. 1 second, let me just turn off my alarm. I'm doing this on the early side today. That was my wake-up alarm. So there's a sense of fearlessness with that kind of courage, that energy of Aries. We might be more direct. more competent, creative, more motivated. It can really help us to be self-sufficient and a self-starter. It can help with healing energy on a day like today. Some of the strengths are that some of the other strengths, we can be very helpful and charitable. Let's see. It gives us more power, more intuition, more idealism. It can really align us with spirituality if that's how we want to, if that's the horse we want to ride on a day like today. Gives us more strength and charm and a sense of playfulness. And those are all nice things, right? And then on the more of the shadow qualities, it might make us a little too hasty, impatient, aggressive, impulsive. We can be too independent and not really take advice well from other people. We can be too stubborn. We can be a little too self-centered or dissatisfied with what's going on around us. There's this sense of boredom that can come around today if we're not taking action. Or we can be overly passionate if we are really getting into what we love and what we like to do. So maybe we might go a little overboard on a day like today. And then favorable activities on today would be things like starting new activities, starting new projects, laying the foundation for things in your life. Any sort of beginning activity, of course. Taking any medicines or practicing any healing techniques that you need to do or that you want to do. Any sort of rejuvenation activities, and that can be anything from like going to a spa, getting a massage, whatever that is for you, going for a walk, going for a hike, if it like enlivens you, invigorates you. Any sort of self-improvement. Let's see, there's, equestrian activities, anything dealing with horses is obviously pretty auspicious on a day like today. It's good to do. It's great for traveling, for working on repairing your vehicles. Let's see. It's not a bad day to focus on any legal issues that you might have, or any sort of occult studies or studying that you might be doing. You can make a lot of fast progress with your learning on a day like today. And and for wearing jewels or nice clothing and all, it can be really nice on a day like today. It can be good to be a little flashy when the moon's in Ashwini and in Aries. The color of the day is actually blood red, so it's not a bad time to wear red to stand out a little bit. Red or yellow, those bright colors really capture people's attention and get people excited on a day like today. And then in terms of unfavorable activities, it's not a good day for endings or conclusions, finishing up anything that you're doing, that you're working on. Maybe save that for another day. And tomorrow is actually a good day for that with the moon in Bharani. But it's not the greatest day for sexual activities or emotional activities, focusing too much on our emotions and feelings. We can get a little too angry and fired up, heated about it. Especially with the moon in Cancer, we can kind of lose ourselves to our emotions. So use that, what I was saying earlier, is kind of like use the emotions to get us motivated to do stuff, but maybe not to get too aggressive or too angsty. It's not a great day to focus on things that require a lot of patience either. That's basically it. You want to be able to move quickly, not be, too inhibited, and to really take advantage of the speed that's at our disposal today without spinning your wheels, without going in circles, that kind of thing, like I was talking about. And then let's see. So the Mercury's back in Taurus. It's retrograde. When Mercury goes retrograde, we tend to to not think before we speak, to think more slowly, or kind of we need to rethink or reanalyze, or just kind of review or revise. All these words are associated with retrograde. And you can see Saturn's also retrograde over here, adding to that kind of slowing down process. Jupiter's about to go retrograde. It's basically stationary direct right now, which means it's from our perspective, it's stopped moving forward in the sky, and now it's about to start to move back. So it has that same kind of feeling of retrograde. So we might be feeling like everything is just slowing down, and we need to respect that natural process. especially on a day like today when we're kind of pressed to move a lot faster than we normally would. So retrograde, slowing down, reflecting, reviewing, revising, realizing that most of your karma is going to be more internal in general when things are retrograde, especially with Saturn retrograde, and Jupiter retrograde. These lessons, like big ticket items, things that we fear are going to happen in our real life, tend to happen in our mind only, and we can psych ourselves out. So it's good to be aware of not getting too distraught at the potential for bad things to happen or difficult situations to come around, because it's oftentimes more mental that we're just projecting, or we're experiencing them in an internal way when things are retrograde, rather than this external like world in which we live in, and how we're synthesizing it all. And then Venus in Gemini, for a split second I'll talk about that. It's actually a nice place for Venus to be in. Venus is good friends with Mercury, the ruler of Gemini. It's a social place. It's a social sign because Gemini is about communicating with other people, taking in information and giving it out. And Venus is about our interactions with other people. So it's really nice. They kind of play off each other really nicely. And Venus will allow us to find more joy and pleasure and happiness in our speech, find a sweeter sense of speech, a nicer way of communicating. Maybe our gestures, our attitude is more pleasant around other people, and we're able to kind of at least find nice things to say to each other, even if Mercury's retrograde and we're having a hard time figuring out the right words to say. At least it's coming out pleasantly and with a lot of respect and consideration for other people's points of view and all that fun stuff. But also Mercury and Venus, since Mercury's in Taurus and Venus is in Gemini, they're exchanging signs. So that adds to the compatibility or the sync, I guess just the strength of each of those energies within us. So our communication is more gentle and sweet and about making people happy because Mercury is in Taurus, and pretty much the same thing in Gemini, because we're looking to get along with other people really well. We're looking to kind of meet in the middle and find this balance within ourselves. Now Venus is kind of in the middle of Gemini, where it's a little more harsh, but it's still Venus will soften that down a bit. Ardra is the ARD after Venus is kind of this harsh, intense purification part of Gemini. But it still has that kind of, since it's exchanging signs with Mercury, Venus and Mercury, that really softens this whole energy and makes it so that we are much more respectful and considerate of the transformations that we want to create and the issues that we see in the world and how we want to kind of better them, which is that Ardra energy in Gemini. And then Mars is in Cancer over here, and Mars is that MA in Cancer. And that's debilitated. It's known as debilitator, or it's the most difficult part of the zodiac to express itself. But, we don't need to harp on the bad versus good as much as just seeing that when Mars is in Cancer, the energy is this, like I was saying earlier, we might be more active based on our emotions. And sometimes we're unable to control our actions, or we tend to react rather than respond, react rather than respond or act when we're kind of confronted with a situation where we're feeling defensive of ourselves or our ego in a lot of ways, or the people that we love and their ego and their lives, or whatever we're defensive of. It could be ideals or beliefs or teachers or anything. So when Mars is in Cancer, we're feeling more defensive and protective of those who we love. Our mother figures, I know oftentimes we experience it through that, and or any sort of people in our life that show us this sense of kind of acceptance or unconditional love and compassion. We're really protective of them, or we might be having a tendency to kind of argue with those people a little bit more on the other side. So it's a good time to remember to be gentle, to think before we act, and especially if we need to act aggressively or we want to kind of clear the air in some way, it's good to kind of slow down, respect that retrograde, not let the fire of Mars take us over so that we see red and we just react and we kind of burn bridges and all those kind of things that hurt our relationships. And sometimes it's good to be able to use those energies, and if you have those situations in your life, then go ahead. But like, if in general, most of the times we just need to be able, when we get frustrated and angry, when we see something wrong that's happening, it's good to just be able to translate that into a kind, respectful, powerful way of speaking that gets the point across. But we don't need to bash anyone's head off, or we don't need to attack people with our words in order to get our point across. And oftentimes, the sweeter we speak, especially with this Venus and Mercury stuff going on, the more people will be listening to us and able to kind of change, and they'll want to find more respect in their kind of character for other people. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe if you want to see these on a daily basis. Sorry I've been so delinquent in the last week. I am dealing with housing issues myself and just trying to figure out all these. It's been a long process, but trying to figure it all out, and I've just been so busy this past week. Things are just going a little crazy, but hopefully things settle down a little bit. Hopefully we can use this energy to start off on a good note, and I can get this going again on a daily basis. I apologize if you've missed me the last couple of days and haven't seen it. Otherwise, peace and love. I hope you have a fantastic day. It's really good to see you in the chat, Queen. Yeah, have a fantastic day. Enjoy that wand energy, that fire. All right, take care. Peace and love.